Twitter question that we got. So just pulling it back to the Hugo interview. Did I will ask? Who shall I ask this? Or I'll ask it, and you can both pipe in. So, did the Hugo Lloris interview on Thursday change people's perceptions of whether the problems are due to the manager or due to some disruptive players? And did this same interview possibly save Mourinho's job, given it was obvious the captain supports him?
No, I don't feel that. I just think that the interview is what he gave. It's what we saw. Maybe it's the tip of the iceberg. I don't know. But what happened for the Villa game, I don't think is just as a result of Hugo's interview. I mean, the players won't necessarily have heard it. I don't know. But there's no doubt that they all were in that dressing room talking to each other or having it explained to them that was just not good enough, and they had to improve.
What were your? There was a reaction, or it was alleged that immediately after the game, Mourinho didn't talk to his players. He didn't talk to the players at all.
That was alleged, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, I did say that. So, what's your? Because I think that's been kind of, made more dramatic just for social media. Yeah. And actually, all he's done is said that we're not going to review the game tonight. I'm not going to review the game and take the game apart. I think they'll leave it a day or two.
But he's said on previous occasions that when you have these situations, it's best to not try and address them straight away.
Exactly.
That's his experience. So, yeah.
Okay, good stuff. So, we've done Zagreb, and we've let Sarah let some steam off.
I'm quite balanced normally. I just don't like it when people don't play for the shirt and show effort. It just drives me bonkers.
It's just the worst thing, isn't it? It's the worst thing.
I've not seen this balance from you, Sarah.
Oh, that's a lie.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Sunday we moved on to shit, make or break, shit or bust. Do or die.
End of the world.
End of the world game between us and Villa.
Yeah.
And do you know? I don't know about you, but I mean, I don't. Well, you definitely don't, but I don't necessarily follow Twitter that much. And there were, before the game, there was a lot of, because it was a late kickoff, and people were obviously getting a bit bored. I can't remember what I did. I put something up on Twitter, and my fucking timeline went absolutely mental. And I wish I hadn't bothered now. So, but anyway, so in amongst all of that, you started to see a lot of rumours about this. Lots of changes to the. That
was Alistair Gold, wasn't it?
Starting, yeah.
Well,
but more than that, some of these less reputable in the nose, and some of the more reputable in the nose was talking about how the team lineup was going to change.
When you say in the nose, you mean the ones that read Alistair Gold's tweets?
Possibly, quite possibly, yes.
I don't know, just putting it out
possibly. And so we went with Rodon. Finally got another chance, which is interesting because he wasn't even making the squad, and then all of a sudden he's gone from not making the squad. And I know obviously the previous game was a Europa League game, but before that he wasn't making the squad, and then all of a sudden he's gone from nowhere to coming straight in and starting. Tanganga again, not really featuring, and then it's gone from nowhere and starting. And so what did you make of the that starting lineup, Andy? What was your? Were you excited by it? Were you surprised?
I was incredibly excited by it because whenever I see Tanganga play for us, he's brilliant. He's got the right attitude. Jose uses one of these words quite regularly, that we've got to be serious in games, and I just get the feeling that he is. He just gets on with his job, and I quite like the look of Rodon as well. He looks quite composed on the ball. With Vinicius up front. I didn't know really what was going to happen there. And I think he had a decent game. He certainly got a good return for us in terms of goals. So, and he made that first goal. I know he had to put a bit of pressure on Martinez to actually make the mistake and what have you. But had he not made that run from that Reguilon pass, then it definitely wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
And on top of all this, Lucas Moura is our greatest ever player of all time. So he just had a storming game, and it's just I just love it. I love his passion. I know he's a bit of a lunatic, and I know he's had a habit of just getting the ball, getting his head down, not looking up. But he did look up. He saw Kane. He went for the 1-2, and he got the cross in. Brilliant performance.
I think he actually listened really. So I mean, the good thing obviously about not having fans in the stadium is that you get to hear a lot more what's going on. And there was they had one of these pitch view cameras of the goal earlier, where so you see Vinicius obviously, as you say, doing the chasing, and then you can hear the calls going on. So he goes for it, and when as soon as Lucas has got the ball, you can hear Harry Kane calling him.
Yeah,
so you hear him calling him. Lucas obviously gives him the ball. Then you hear Lucas calling out for the return, and then you hear Vinny calling for the ball in the middle. So you can start to hear all that communication, which is a lot better. Which is it's great to hear. You're right about Vinny. I mean, he's got 9 goals from 9 starts. So given that there's been a lot of rumours and speculation about him, and he's only on loan and all that, and he allegedly hasn't set the world alight, and he's certainly not worth 40 million. He's not worth 20 million. He's not worth but 9 from 9 and scoring basically against everyone you play against isn't too much to be sneezed at, really.
No, that's right.
So so as you say, first half we got the goal. Second half, Sarah, what did you make of the second half? I thought we were a lot more. We came into it. I thought first half we were a little bit ropey and a bit dodgy defensively. We needed to work ourselves out a bit. And Sanchez was a bit. It felt like they got us turned around quite a lot. Trying to play Watson in the channels behind, and there was another guy. Was it Trezeguet? They tried to play into the channels in behind and getting our defenders turned, which had us worried. Although, according to Sky, we were totally outplayed in the first half.
Even though Villa didn't have a shot. Yeah.
Apparently they didn't have a shot until the 60th minute. But
that's right.
1-0 down and outplayed. But then, second half, I thought, we gave a better account of ourselves. What were your thoughts on the second half?
I can only say we looked like a team terrified to lose on Sunday for the first half. And I think getting that goal and getting in at 1-0, we came out a bit more settled. I felt like the team came out with a bit more belief. I felt if the half was maybe 5 minutes longer, I'm not sure we'd have gone in at 1-0, to be honest. I know they didn't have a shot for another 15 minutes, but I think the rhythm was there. I think our back line needed to break. Got the second goal, and you kind of just felt like we were going to cruise. But Villa's one of these sides where when we were winning quite comfortably a few weeks ago, I was saying when we come up against a better side, I worry we're going to get unstuck. Now, I don't think Villa come under that bracket, especially without Grealish in there. So sort of like once we got the second goal, I felt like that was game done and dusted. And I think the players actually did as well when we played a lot better, after that moment with the freedom. I think the players knew how important a win was. And, that's that second goal, you could visibly see, everyone go, oh, okay, let's just play now.
So do you think that something that I noticed tactically, and, that's basically what they're there for. But do you feel that Mourinho got the team to play a little bit higher in the second half. Certainly seemed to have Dembele a bit higher up the pitch in the second half, not as deep alongside Højbjerg and looking to win the ball a lot higher up the pitch, because the second goal came from us sort of pressing higher, pressing Villa in their half. We win it back in the Villa half, switch the ball out to Moura, and he plays Kane in for the penalty. So I thought that it was a slight tactical tweak that gave us a bit more control in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'd say that we were quite willing to recycle the ball into their wing-back areas and then push up and try and win the ball higher. I think that was deliberate. And most of our goals over the last few weeks that I can think of, just on the top of my head, has come from nicking it in the attacking third and scoring, because you get to that point and, with our forward line, they're not going to miss many. So if you're winning it in that third of the pitch, the likelihood is you've got to beat one or two players with decent pass. You're splitting a defence and you're in.
Yeah.
I felt Ndombele was anomalous on Thursday. I would say that he started the first half anomalous, and I just don't think he can play central defensive midfielder. I don't think he's got it in him. He switches off too much. He wants to be on the ball, and as soon as you give him the ball and you go on, lad, go for a run, he's brilliant and he loves it and he grows in his confidence. But I don't think he's the sort of player that you want in your side when you're struggling. He hides, and I do really, really like him. But someone of his ability on Thursday night when he came on should have been, picking the ball up and waltzing past players. Instead, he was getting the ball and he was playing it backwards, and he was doing that in the first half.
I mean, there was a general issue on Thursday. There were players falling over all over the place. Reguilon on Thursday looked like he'd never played football before. He was really, I mean, I'd never seen a performance as bad as that in terms of, a substitute coming on to make an impact. And where you've got Davies and you think, well, Davies is a bit slow, a bit of a plodder. And then you've got Reggie's coming on, that's great. But there was more to it. So, he wasn't every time he sort of got the ball, he either fell over but the passes into him as well didn't help. So, his ability to assist by good crosses just weren't happening because the passes to him were slow passes, and by the time the ball got to him, the defence were out there to close, to cut the cross off. But anyway, so you're right. I think you're right about on Ndombele. Although I did think on Sunday that he doesn't like doing the dirty stuff, the out of possession stuff, but he did do it. He does come back and get back into position, so he does get back to shape. But
he does ball watch as well.
Yeah, exactly. But he won't do the next bit, which is put pressure on the player to then try and win the ball. It's like, right, okay, I've done my recovery run. I'm back in position, but don't expect me to do more than that. I'm here and around, and if the ball comes to me, then sweet. But if it don't come to me, then
someone else's job.
That's someone else. Exactly.
Exactly
so,
that.
So. Where will
I actually think if you're looking at second half performances or just in general, Vinny coming in, I thought we've asked him to do the ugly a bit more in previous pods. I thought he did the ugly pretty well. He put himself about a bit more.
He does,
He made some good challenges in our own defensive end against Villa as well. There was that where he shielded it out. He was coming in across the back post. And I genuinely think if that was somebody else there, it's a free header. And he's gone, whoa, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Jesus, there's somebody there. And he's followed them back in. And that's what we weren't getting out of him. So if you're talking about people, passion, rolling up their sleeves and digging in, he's done it.
But that was his defensive knowledge, wasn't it? Because he used to be a defender. And the way he was a centre-back. He was a centre-back for ages. And then I think when he went to Benfica, as a centre-back, and they were struggling for some reason, and they put him up front, and he just started scoring goals, and they kept him there. So,
hey, wait a minute. Wait a
what
minute.
A story.
So Vinny's a centre-back, and he's left-footed.
No centre-backs.
Yeah. Don't tell
Stace.
Don't tell Stace. But anyway, but back to Vinny. I think the the interesting thing, and I don't know if you